So there we are. That's what we're looking for. That good, solidly struck iron, compressing the golf ball, really getting out there with great accuracy. So, a great struck iron shot is probably one of the best feelings in golf, but if you're watching this video, this might be something that you struggle with. So I'm going to show you the 3 basics you need in order to start striking these irons great from the ground, even on a little tee on the par 3s, but really take that iron game to the next level. Okay, so when we're talking about well-struck iron shots from the ground, what we're looking for is ball and then ground contact. We're looking to de-loft the golf club and just looking to get good accuracy on the shots as well. If not right at target, just there or thereabouts every time at the correct distance. Now, having said that, what I see with most golfers is that they really struggle to connect with the ball first, or if they do connect with the ball, they don't touch the ground at all. So that ball and then ground habit just doesn't get developed. If anything, they're then also standing there adding lots and lots of loft to the club, and then generally just not good direction, so lots of this. So we can see low point behind the ball, 31.1 launch angle, club face wide open and 143 yards carry. So let's run through the 3 basics that we need. So the first one is the ball and then ground contact. So the first one kind of ties in with the second one, but I'm going to talk about what you need for the first one to begin with. So you're going to set up with 7-iron, ball very much in the middle. And what we need to try and feel is that we're going to touch the ground ahead of the golf ball. Now, there's a few different ways you can do it, so I'm going to run through those. Initially, you could just actually look at this point on the ground rather than the golf ball. So if I move to the side and we can see there, touch that ground ahead, straight away I've done that. Now, how did I do it? For me personally, it just feels as I get to the top, I've got to move that weight onto that left side, and then that moves my pressure forward and gets that there. But I don't consciously have to think about it, and that's the key. So if you can just focus on that point ahead and get that contact with the ground, that will work great for you. I've done a few videos about not looking at the ball, looking at the ground. If you need to watch one of those, I'll pop that up in the corner. But that could be that first thing, just look ahead of the golf ball and straight away we can see low point ahead, 4.5 inches ahead. That's getting ball and then ground contact. And we can see there, decent carry at 160, and the other bits kind of taking care of themselves. But that won't always be the case. It might be that you start off initially by making sure that you're getting that low point ahead and spend a good few minutes on that. If you're someone who fats it, thins it, tops it, that's the major skill that you need to develop. Once you get onto that, however, we move on to basic number 2, which is every good ball striker de-lofts their club at impact. So my 7-iron has got 31 degrees of loft on it, but at impact, I'm looking for kind of around about 19. Now, big thing with that is obviously as I move forward, that should encourage the shaft to lean forward. But again, it doesn't for everybody. Some people can get a little bit ahead, but still release the club a little early and add loft. So if I said to you, literally all I want to do is get you to set up normally, but think about how that club would look if you were going to hit the ball lower. Hopefully you'd understand that that club would literally need to look like that. Now you can see there, it made me move my weight forward, but try and feel like the handle leans more towards the target. So if you can get there and again make that swing, really felt I got a lot of lean into that. My low point moved even further ahead at 5.8 inches, launch angle down at 13.2 degrees and carry at 157. Now, obviously I'm able to make these changes kind of instantly. It might not be that easy for you. And sometimes guys will say, I can't tell exactly what degree that's launched at. It's fine, I'm lucky I'm using TrackMan. There's lots of stuff out there, Top Tracer, things like that, that you can get some feedback on launch angle. If not, it's pretty obvious to see if the ball's launching high or low. But again, if you can get that feel that that shaft's gonna lean forward more towards target, we're going to see a solid strike, low point move ahead, which is 0.1, launch angle down, which is 0.2, and that moves us seamlessly onto 0.3. Because you'll notice there, when I did the first two, my club face still ended up pointing at target. Now, what you might see though when you do the first two is you might see a bit of this. So low point ahead, launch angle down, but the ball missing over to the right because that club face was open. Now you might be thinking, why would my club face be open? Let's say you're a golfer who has always added loft, but squared the club face up, so you'd be there at impact. Now if I simply move my shaft lean forward, you can see that club face is going to be open. So I'd normally be there at impact, which isn't great, to there. So that's an issue, isn't it? Because if you're striking it better, hitting it further, but hitting it wider, potentially that's going to get you in more trouble. So what I want you to feel is that as you're coming into impact, if you're somebody that's there, you need to feel that that shaft would be twisting, okay? And twisting this way. Now, you can feel it with lead wrist, trail wrist, however you want, but you want to feel that on the way down, you're twisting the club. Rotating that club face, closing that club face down a little bit more to impact. So you might have to just try that with a slightly shorter swing to begin with. Now I've done that a lot there. It's not something I struggle with, but we can see low point ahead, launch very low, club face was 12.6 degrees closed. So probably won't do that straight off the bat, but if you can then feel more of that twist, if you're someone who misses to the right, then we're going to start seeing low point ahead, launch angle down, so half the loft on my 7-iron, club face 3.3 degrees closed to the path I've swung at, and we see 171 carry, but a very, very accurate shot as well. Now, like I said, I've very quickly run through the 3 steps. It might be that you need to work on all 3 and it might take you some time. You might find that it's just one of those basics that you need to improve. Whichever it is, watch the video again, work on that. So if you need to get low point ahead, focus ahead, feel that your weight shifts towards the target. That will get ball and then ground contact. If you're somebody who lacks distance with a good strike, you're either retaining loft or adding loft. We need to actually practice keeping the loft off the golf club. Try and hit the ball low. Again, it'll change your strike, change your ball flight, and change your distance. If, though, you're one of those golfers who misses to the right, that could be an issue now you're getting that shaft lean. It might be that you've always been poor striking hitting it left. Well, then you won't need to work on twisting that club face. If you're somebody who's been closed at impact with lots of loft, just like that one bending round to the left, that's in trouble. You'll find as soon as you work on those first 2 points, you're going to suddenly start hitting the ball straighter, making a better contact, and getting in play more often. But 3 key basics if you're going to be a great ball striker with your irons. Follow those 3 points, enjoy hitting better shots, and comment below and let me know how much it's helped your game.